Hi, folks. Sorry for the delay. I got to chatting and things just happened, and all of a sudden I wasn't there. Anyways, welcome back to the show on a Monday morning. Most people woke up to all of a sudden the market just spiking at 6 something. I was actually up really early today, so I was up before this happened, but so the market's spiking on this Pfizer news that they have a vaccine with 80% success in trials, which is pretty amazing, and also the news that they could be able to put this out within the month on a limited basis. And thus we just have another big market rally, along with the string of big market rallies here. So pretty impressive. There behind you, you can see the chart of the rally. And also in the news this morning, BA on the rally. BA gapping from 155 up around 179 now, kind of being talked about a lot. A lot of people are skeptical of a vaccine that's coming out right away, and obviously it's going to drive the conspiracy people. A lot of conspiracy stuff was saying, well, as soon as the election's over, COVID's going to disappear, right? COVID didn't disappear, but it seems like Pfizer announcing a cure right after the election's over, which obviously it seems fishy to everybody. But a lot of people, just a brief query of some of my buddies, and people don't want to be the first one to take a vaccine. So it's going to be very hard to get a lot of people on board with taking a vaccine. Now, I'm not a great one to talk because I've always been resistant to taking flu shots just because I don't like shots. And, that's like a little kid thing, right? I should have gotten over that by now. I'm one of the small amount of the population that I faint when giving blood. Now, I don't have a fear of giving blood. I'll put my arm out and prick my arm, do whatever you want. But when I see my own blood running through like a wire or something, I faint. I just fall over and faint. It's like an involuntary reaction that I think 2% of the population gets. Anyways, excuse me. It's often been said that traders have only one of three emotions at any one time. You're either bored, extremely afraid, or extremely frustrated. And right now I'm in the extremely frustrated camp because I was getting ready for this vol crush for so long, and I'm happy. I made money all last week. Every day last week I made money, but I'm frustrated because I could have just stayed really, really short VXX the whole time, and I would have made more money than I did. I was short VXX this whole way down, but I could have been more shorted, and thus I'm frustrated, and it's not a good thing. I should be happy that I made money, but I'm frustrated that I didn't make more because, it feels like this was a once in a very long while that you get to ride the VIX down from 40 to 23, right? It's 23.76 right now. I had the chance to ride the VIX down, almost 50%, and I made money, but I didn't double my account, and so it's, I'm in a state of frustration, but I'm trying to not FOMO myself into just going in there and now selling the bottom and getting really short VXX, and then it pops back up. That's what my fear is right now. You may have noticed that there hasn't been another installment of my journey, and part of the reason for that is I'm trying to figure out how much of the really fun, juicy stuff I want to put in and how I want to handle it, because it was a real time. It's not just a made up story, and I don't want to blow up people who don't want their story told. It's fine for me to make decisions about myself if I want to talk about stuff I don't know, drug use or something like that, but I don't want to make that decision for other people who are part of my story who may be watching this. So I'm trying to figure out how to handle those particular aspects of the story. But I will be continuing with installments. I think I'm gonna leave out certain parts because like I said, I don't want to make the decision for other people describing their bad behavior. So I have to figure out how to handle that. Also, like a bunch of bad stuff happened. I had 3 friends who passed away from suicide within a short period of 2 or 3 years, and that stuff happens when you're under the the stress of like Wall Street jobs. That stuff happens, but it's not something that I feel I don't like. Let's put it this way: if I was a big YouTuber, I don't want to make money off of my friend's tragedy or like get view. You sell my friend's tragedies for views. So I'm trying to figure out how to handle all that stuff. But anyways, there will be more installments to my journey coming up very shortly. Let's take a look at the term structure here for a second, and it really has gone back to our classic term structure shape that we are all so familiar with from before. And let's see if we can get this up on the screen here. And we really are back to normal now. If I get out of the way here, you can see the at this very second, the front month future is below spot. But in general, you've got the front month lower than all the other months. You've got the back months up. I talked about this is what, if you go back 2 videos and you listen to me talk about the term structure, I was saying this is what would happen to it. It would look like this. But I didn't know it was going to happen in 2 sessions, but I did mention this is what usually happens when you had the term structure before, like we had it in backwardation and highly inverted. It usually means it's going to turn into a term structure like this, with the spot price going back below the price of the futures, and now you have the front 2 months in sharp contango, the next month's in contango, and then you have the back months kind of higher. So this is back to normal sort of for the term structure, and really, but it happened real quickly. And this, when we have a term structure like this with 7% contango, that means that over time these products will move lower from here. And I know it's hard to adjust to, because with a stock, if it went down this much, you wouldn't want to short a stock if it had gone down this much, right? Because you would be looking for a bounce, you'd be looking for some sort of comeback, unless the thing was like going out of business or something. But with a UVXY or a VXX, they may never come back, right? It just might go down from here, continue to go down from here. Now there is some sort of there is a floor for the VIX, right? It can't really go below 10. I mean, it could briefly, but the VIX could continue. If we take out the highs in the market, the VIX could continue to move lower from here. We are still above the average. 23 is still above the average. So this could continue to move in this direction lower and continue and continue and continue. So, those who have been defending along in VXX or UVXY, people are asking me specifically what they should do, and I don't have, it's not legal for me to tell people what to do. I'm not licensed to tell people what to do. But in general terms, I try to tell people I wouldn't hold on to longs for more than 48 hours, A, and B, if you're long, I would cut it in half immediately. At least you've solved half your problems. Me personally, if I was long UVXY, I would just get out of it, and I have gotten out of it before. However, usually when I say that to people, it goes up, right? The exact moment after they get out of it, it goes up. And I don't want to be the guy, it's on you what you do, so I don't want to be the guy who they come to the next day and say, you told me to get out of my position, and it went up right afterwards, because I've been that guy before, and, it's up to you what you do. But with a term structure like this, and all of a sudden we're back in heavy contango, it means these products will decay. They're headed towards zero. They're always headed towards zero. And just because, UVXY hung out at 20 for a couple months or something doesn't mean that it's going to hang out at 13 for a couple months. It could continue to just roll lower. And that's kind of where we are right now. Pretty amazing, I know. VXX below 19 and UVXY 1298, 1299, but that's kind of where we are. And it's kind of exciting to see the vol actually moving around, and we've got front month futures down another 2 points today. We've got the Dow up 1,600. Amazing, huh? Up 1,600 with a big market move on this Pfizer stuff. Now, once again, the market never quite makes sense to me, and it doesn't make sense now in a way because I guess just this vaccine having good results is good. But it's going to take a while for it to come online. It's going to take a while for people to actually be willing to take it. And it's going to take a while for them to be able to make the doses. But it still seems to be good news. This country is still a very divided place. And just because the president is out of office doesn't mean that it's not a divided country and a troubled place. Anyway, let me get back. Let's check. I'm going to take a brief check to your comments and whatnot. SVXY, isn't there a downward bias? No, there's no downward bias in SVXY. SVXY will continue to move higher. It's inverted from these, so it has a upward bias. Dazboff, plenty of time to get short, in my opinion. I kind of agree with that, Dazboff. And Spencer, what's going on? Hey, it looks like everybody's kind of happy right now in the chat. That's good. Yeah, I read that. The average flu shot's only 40 to 50% effective. A lot of people are not willing to take the shot. Not a lot of people aren't. And if my group of buddies is pretty well, very sophisticated and pretty educated, and most of them aren't willing to take it. So if they're not willing to take it, then who knows what the average American is going to do, and it doesn't matter how effective it is if no one takes it, right? And I do understand people's skepticism. They don't want to be the first one over the wall or whatever, but at the same time, it feels like there's a stronger anti-science bias now than ever before in the United States, and to that, I'm a little bit disheartened. But I certainly understand why people don't want to be the first, like a guinea pig, right? I get that. And I also understand how it kind of looks fishy that they found a cure right after the election. Google bad blood in the Philippines. Anyway, so I'm just reporting on you what my friends are saying about it and whatnot. Some stocks that people have been talking about, once again, BA, the other one, NEO. I didn't mention before, NEO, I was backspread. I did have options positions in NEO, but that was before it took off, though, right? If I just kept my positions in NEO, I would have made a fortune, but such is life. The other one to look at, I've been looking at, is TAN, T-A-N. Has been all over the board. And there you go. What's up, Wyatt? Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you there. Yeah, so here we go. The rally continues. Gold getting hammered here, it looks like. Oil up. We haven't talked about gold and oil for a while, but oil rocketing upward. Gold getting hammered. Stuff is moving around. This is a trader's market. There's all kinds of stuff moving around to buy and sell. Yeah, the solar is super hot. Not just TAN, but other solar is super hot. And there's all kinds of stuff going on. So get in there, get some stuff done. Stay small for a bit, but there's stuff out there to do, certainly. For me, I'm going to stick with VXX because it's been very successful for me as of late. And I'm just going to ride what's working for me right now. Yeah, airlines, cruise ships exploding, exactly. All kinds of action going on today. Anyways, I'm going to leave you there, and I will be back to you on Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. I do have some interviews coming up soon for you, and do leave a comment on that video about Next Alpha if you want to be entered in to get a free trial. I was gonna give away a few trials, but there's only a few comments on there, and I don't want to be seen as giving away the free trial to like a friend of mine. So, and it's going to be a random drawing anyways, but just leave a comment on there for a free trial. I mean, it's free, and one person's going to win it at least. And check out that interview. Next Alpha is partially sponsoring me right now, so full disclosure. Have a great day, all. Thank you so much. It's so exciting to see all those people with membership icons next to their name in the chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and thank you for Patreon supporters as well. Best of luck trading this week. Let's make $1 zillion. I hope you all do, and I will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching.
You're watching Famous Dave.
Bye now.